Okay, the purpose of this video is to demonstrate how to put up a 20 by 30 Eureka party tent. We have our tents in bag here. First thing is to find the location you're going to put it at. We take ours out in the bag. These are actually designed so you can put them up by yourself. We have a crack crew of 3 here that's going to do it today. All right, first thing we do is lay out the tent, make sure it's on the location you want. And, need to get it laid out so that'll tell you where you're going to pile your stakes at. So we're going to try to do it here in the shade because the day we're taping this, it's about 85 degrees. So we just roll it out, get it in position. On this 20 by 30 Eureka, there are 4 corners and 2 side poles. So there's a pole every 10 feet. And each pole designation, there is a grommet and a hook that we're going to put the poles up through. Now we're going to place a stake at every pole location with 2 on the corners. 2 on the corners are at 90 degrees to each other. The other 6 are just 1 stake per pole. So we have 2 stakes on every corner and 1 stake on the side pole. So that's a total of 14 stakes. There's a variety of stakes that can be used. We found over the years these 3-foot long nails don't go anywhere. Okay, so we lay these down in position. The stakes are then pounded in a little bit of an angle back towards the tent, about 4 or 5 feet from the tent, which is the distance of the rope. So again, on the corners we're going to put 2 in this case right off the corner, one direction and the other. The weight is held by the corner, so it's real important to get the 4 corners anchored properly. And usually when you put them up, try to avoid trees like we're currently doing. Although this one will look clear. I think we're all right. We'll find out. This is just a demo anyway. Nobody's going to have a party under this. Okay, you can see 2 stakes on each corner. And then down each side, there are 2 side stakes. Again, we're locating these stakes approximately 4 to 5 feet from the tent. Okay, here's another corner being done. You'll notice the crack crew operator here pounding it in with never missing a stake, putting one at 90-degree angle to the other around the corner. So again, 2 stakes on each corner and 1 at each of the sides. There are 2 side poles on the long side and 1 side pole on the short side, the short being the 20-foot side. So here he is putting a pole in on the end. Again, we angle them in a little bit. Okay.
The buttons, they just snap right in.
Okay, we've got the poles here, and this operator will show you how these are.
Outside poles.
This operator will show you. Okay, on poles, there are 10 side poles. The side pole consists of a bottom that has a black plate on it and a top that has a pin on it. And they simply snap together. So there's 10 assemblies just like that, top and a bottom. The center pole is the only other that's different, and the center pole consists of a very small bottom. See, it's shorter than the others, very small. And then 2 pieces that don't have a bottom on them that snap into that. There's the first, and the operator is going to find one other. There's the second one. And then a top, which is the same top as we use on the side, so the tops are all interchangeable. So a center section consists of 4 poles, a top, 2 centers, and a short bottom. There are 2 center poles. Okay, the ropes. We simply now loop the ropes around each of the stakes.
missed.
'Cause he might forget
Sometimes
what
when
to
you're putting a
do,
tent up, you get an audience.
do it, okay?
You get children, families, dogs, a little bit of everything.
Nope, they're all the same.
Okay, now we put a pole
One
out
wherever there's a stake, except the corners are just in.
at each location. Again, there's 10 of these side poles. Okay, now the first thing we do is we do the corners first. And the operator will take a pole, let me get a shot of that, puts the end of the pole up through the grommet in the tent, and then simply lifts it up. We don't tighten the ropes down too hard, just enough to hold it. So just leave that loose. The tent is held up by the ropes. Now he's going to go to the other corner. Do the 4 corners first so the tent will stretch properly. Now again, he just puts the pole through that grommet, puts the top of the rope loop, and simply pops it into place. So we do that now for all 4 corners.
What do they got pinned in the tree?
Sometimes when we take it out.
You can see this operator is putting the other corner up.
And then all the sides.
And then we go to the side and simply put the pole through the hole and put the rope over the end of the pin. That's all there is to it. Okay, once we've got all the poles in the sides, we're going to take the 2 center poles up, stick them through the grommet in the center, and simply lift up. And there she is, popped into position. At this point, the tent is completely assembled. Now we're just going to go around and tighten everything down. Now we always tighten the corners first so that everything will end up square. We just pull down on the adjusters. Just pull down on the adjusters just like that, tightens it up. Side poles, same way, just straighten the pole, pull down on the adjuster. There are a lot of different rope configurations. Some people use ratchets. The tents actually come with a little different rope assembly. We've found that these particular ropes that we got really from Army tents work the best. Now it's a question of just making sure the poles are straight. Everything's tightened up and you can see the finished product. Tent's nice and straight. Snaked it under the tree. Poles are all nice and straight. And you got a finished product. You heard it here, acetent.net. Okay, now to take it down, what we usually do is take the side poles out first and you just simply grab them and pull them out. The 6 side poles. Just pull them out. Okay, after the 6 side poles, we pull the 2 center poles. Aries! Aries! Normally the dogs get out of the way. Okay, now all that's left is the 4 corners. Take the 4 corners. All right, now to fold the tent, okay, what we usually do is fold it from side to side. Now we're going to go halfway to the center with the first fold, and then all the way to the center with a second fold from one side, and then we come to the other side, halfway to the center, and then the rest of the way to the center, and then all the way over, one on top of the other. Take it right over on top. All right, then we pick it up, walk to the center from each end, right to the center, and then one more time to the center, and then one over the other. Now at this point in the circus they have elephants, we just used our operators. Got to get the air out of it.
It's not even that airy.
We need an operator to sit on it to get the air out of it. We don't normally use a female operator, but to show equal to both sexes, we'll use a female operator in this video, along with a couple of kids because they want to get on it too. But the whole idea here is get the air out of it so it'll fit in the bag. Then we fold it over one more time.
I almost ran into you, didn't I?
Get the air out of it really good, and then we bring the bag over. Now you can see it's a nice long skinny roll. Takes years of practice to get that roll just
And
right.
90 degrees.
We have extra large bags, which makes it a little easier. And then you put it in the bag, lift it up, and folks, it's just like downtown.
Done.
There you go. You heard it here. acetent.net.